Last episode, we kept up the amazing form to take this team towards the top of the table, and now at the back end of the season, how far can we take the Royal Blues? Hey, what's going on, guys? Respect the Jeff. We are straight back into action this time around. This episode's going to get a little crazy. It is a tight top of the table right now, outside of Colin, who have all but secured first place. This is going to be a real battle for promotion, but we're up for it. We're going to get straight into the gameplay here, and boy, is there a lot of exciting gameplay coming up. Former players coming up against us, some of our players out on loan as well, but in the meantime, it's to league action here as we look to get ourselves in front. CD Sane with a great chance, couldn't quite sneak it past the fingers of the goalkeeper. Fortunately, defensively, we managed to hang in there. Hugo Hawkins with some crucial tackles to keep the opposition out of getting a chance here. Griesbeck doing a really good defensive job over and over, although he does give a free kick away here. He's definitely kind of a destroyer role, loves to win the ball back out of that defensive mid position, but he's a little reckless at times, and we'll have to make sure that that doesn't come back to bite us. But for the time being, scoreline remains level, and Schalke still looking to get themselves in front here. Eric Tommy with some outrageous footwork gets into the box. Fabian looking to set up Dux, who lays it off. What a team goal! CD Sane there to finish it off when it matters the most, but everyone got involved there. That is absolutely unreal play, the kind of play that we've been pushing for since season 1, and I think this possession sort of style of football is finally starting to come together here for Schalke. Maybe it's a matter of finally having the personnel to do it, or just having a lot of these players be in the team together for so long, but we're starting to reap the benefits, and there you have it. Second goal, probably a little scrappier than the first, but Marvin Dux doesn't care. He's up there at the top of the goal scorers list this season, and he's extending that just a little bit further with another goal here. Maybe a little bit of a lucky deflection off of the defender there, or rather a poor clearance from him, but Dux is always going to finish from that kind of range. Real poacher's instinct. We've seen him score so many. Evan Rotundo gets his chance to come on. He's really impressed this season, and I mean, hopefully we can see more from him. He's going to start getting more and more regular minutes, although Fabian still is starting at the beginning here. Rotundo will play an important role. You can see that here playing through the other substitute, Gael Sandoval, the two of them linking up for a third goal to put this one to bed. 3-0. Schalke are running rampant here at the beginning of the episode, and it is a great team performance so far. A little dink there, and how about that finish? I know Sandoval hasn't really been in the side too much. Obviously, CD Sane and Eric Tommy, both probably better players than him, but he is a great option to have coming off the bench. And although the future's uncertain for him, he plays an important role. Alright, well, not a bad way to start things off here. Taking a look at our academy, Michael Maiden's still in the academy. It's a tough one because I don't want to promote him and just have him sit on the sidelines all season. And although he is the lone player left in our academy here, he's 22 already, getting up there with age in the context of this career, but 68 overall. I think starting next season he'll make a real push, whether that's kind of as a rotational player or maybe just going out on loan to grow more. He's one for the future, though. I know in real life he's probably one of Schalke's most promising academy players, but not in this career just yet, so he'll have to bide his time. In the meantime, though, Hugo Hawkins is not happy here. Honestly, it's more to do with team performance than anything, but we're going to try to see if a contract can't boost his morale just a little bit overall. One of our most important players, and honestly, with only a year and a half left on his contract, we do want to lock that down. We're going to try to extend it by 2 years. That seems successful. And with that said, the deal gets done. He's here to stay, the captain, and that might be just the kind of boost we needed here going into the rest of the season. So it's straight back to a new deal for the captain, and he is looking to show exactly what that means to him with his performances on the pitch. It's been much better from the young center back for, I mean, really since we came in our second stint here for most of this season. Always room to improve for sure, but it hasn't been too bad at all. Evan Rotundo getting up, winning the ball back again, given the start after his good performance last game, and then getting involved here with an unreal assist for the other attacking midfielder. We have bombing forwards. Jan Bozdogan finishes the move off. I mean, it's hard to pick between the three of them, Bozdogan, Rotundo, and also Marco Fabian. All three are so talented, kind of rotating in between those two central midfield spots. But it's Evan Rotundo who's been shining the brightest lately, and he'll continue to start as long as he performs like that. Header in the back of the net here from none other than Matthew Hoppe, who we sold early on in this career. Couldn't quite cut it in the early days of Schalke. He had brighter things to go on and achieve in this career. Unfortunately, some of the faces got messed up with the mods I was running. I think it's El Sharani on him, so apologies for that. But it should be Matthew Hoppe's face on there, that's for sure. And it comes back to bite us, obviously scoring here to level things up, and he is a real danger man up top. Almost gets on the end of a couple chances there. They're bombing balls into him. Very big target man style striker. Obviously super talented in real life. And now it's Igel Brook, another Schalke youth player, coming on to see if he can't make the difference up top. We pretty much took him over Matthew Hoppe earlier in the career. I think the two are fairly close in real life, so it's kind of an interesting storyline here. But same division at this point. I mean, for all said and done, Schalke are up there with Darmstadt now, and really both players looking to compete and kind of push their teams forwards towards promotion back to the Bundesliga here. Unfortunately, another defensive mistake leads to our demise here. Ardi Mfundu, given the start in this game, hasn't had too many minutes this season, but heads it straight into the path of the attacker there, who ends up finishing the move off. And with 20 minutes left, it's all hands on deck for Schalke, who really need every point they can get this season. We're bombing high up the pitch. CD Sane almost gets on the end of that, did well to win it back. Took an unlucky deflection and out. But again, we continue that pressure. Marvin Duksch looking for a way through. Igel Brook pushed off of it, and we just can't quite squeak our way through this defense. And try as we might to pressure high up the pitch, they deal with it comfortably. Been a very frustrating game indeed. Duksch lays it off. Rotundo rather lays it off for Duksch, and it can't quite find its way through. Eventually, it's booted out. The whistle blows. Schalke seen through to a defeat, 2-1. Really disappointing. I thought we showed a lot of promise in that game. Couldn't capitalize, and the defensive mistakes added up. Alright, well, on the bright side, Marvin Duksch has grabbed a February Player of the Month award. Love to see that from him. He has been unreal. But unfortunately, the team's results are a bigger problem than this is a bonus. We really need to focus here. Third place at this point. We do have a game in hand, but even with that, we would be 4 points off of Nuremberg, and things are getting real tense. Promotion is absolutely mandatory. Gotta do everything we can to get it. If you guys want to consider subscribing to the channel to help us make a push, that would be great. And let's get to it. Alright, back into action, looking to right the wrongs from last time out. I mean, hopefully it's not a repeat of what we've seen in the past of not really succeeding in hitting our targets, but every point counts here. We're really coming towards the tail end of the season, and with not that many chances left to close the gap between us and second place for automatic promotion. I mean, every game is pretty much imperative at this point, barring slip-ups from the teams behind us, which we don't want to rely on at all. Our teams ahead of us as well, I guess. Nuremberg definitely still within reach. CD Sane looking to make something happen, and it's not far off at all. Solid idea. The execution just missing by an inch or two there, but we continue to push on here. It's been all Schalke so far. Marvin Duksch again, top of the box. Great save from the goalkeeper. We've been dominant so far, but with nothing to show for it, you gotta get a little bit nervous here. We've seen this play out plenty of times, haven't we? Hugo Hawkins trying to close down, and we've gotten away with one there. Fantastic chance from the opposition in behind our defense is seen inches wide of the goal, and it's Igel Brook again trying to come on as a substitute to make a difference. Unfortunately for Brook, I mean, he's such a great player, but with Marvin Duksch in absolutely unreal form, it's been harder for him to find minutes this season, so he's going to have to take it with the rare opportunities he gets. We'll see exactly what the future holds. He's such a bright, promising young player, but, I mean, promotion is pretty much the be-all, end-all for us right now, so we don't have time to wait on players to develop. We need results right now. Speaking of which, Igel Brook, how about that? Takes his chance and takes it well. Lovely stuff there. Snuck in with a fantastic pass, and if there's one thing he can do really well, it is finish. He's very pacey, strong, physical kind of striker who can find those pockets of space and finish when given the chance. Absolutely clinical, and he's only going to get better with time too. He's going to be given every single opportunity to show what he's got here. Igel Brook now on the wing. We're just going to try to see this game out, even if it's 1-0. Take it to the wing. We'll see this out for the remainder of it. Brook twisting and turning, and really not that much pressure on us. And in fact, an opening even might be coming up here. Fabian, how about that? Well, from trying to hold on to the game to doubling our lead in the matter of seconds, Marco Fabian does really well to finish that. And honestly, between the three of them, like I was saying earlier, Rotundo, Bozdogan, Fabian, they're all really pulling their weight out of midfield here. and they're pretty directly responsible for the success we've had so far this season. So it's a huge win for the team, a much needed win at that. Great performance, really mature stuff from all over the pitch to control the game and see that one out. Definitely could have gone wrong if we weren't quite careful enough at the end there, but you love to see it. We take the 3 points, and on we go. Alright, well, unfortunately, I was just talking about Sandoval earlier in the episode. He's taking off, his contract is running up at the end of this season, and really, I mean, with not that many minutes given to him, I think Sane and Tommy really have started almost every game this season. It's only fair that we give him a chance to go be a starter somewhere else. But he'll play an important role here the rest of the season, as well as Evan Rotundo, who's talking to us, looking for minutes here, and happy with the involvement he's had so far. So he's again going to get the start over Fabian. I mean, obviously both really solid players, but I think at this point, Rotundo's a little more complete of a midfielder. Fabian definitely more attacking minded, and we could use the assurance there in the center of the pitch. So we're back to action again, and don't forget, you guys can check out the full team and the entire roster's worth of stats at respectthejeff.com. Click on the Schalke tab and take a look for yourself. So with that said, let's get straight back to action here. It's back to the league, back in search of a win. Let's do this. Alright, Hugo Hawkins captaining this side once again. He's been doing a solid job this season. Like I said a little bit earlier, I mean, defensive mistakes definitely present. I think there's room for improvement in the side for sure going into the next couple of transfer windows and as we look to grow players, but we have one of the better defenses in the league in terms of numbers of goals conceded, things like that. So despite the odd mistake here or there, he's doing a really good job pulling things together, as well as the offense doing their job for the first time really in this career consistently. Not only are we not reliant on one player like we were with Coman for a long time, we're just scoring goals more consistently. We're not needing to see games out 1-0 like we were for so long there in order to get even really promoted to the second division, but we're starting to really score with abundance. Speaking of that, Evan Rotundo, take a bow. It's his second effort in a matter of a minute or two there. First effort just a little high and wide of the net, but he makes no mistake the second time around. It's a curler into the top corner. That is absolutely unbelievable. This guy's hitting form at the right time of the season and really growing like mad too. He's up to a 74 overall. I think he started the season at maybe a 70. I can't quite remember off the top of my head, but I think he's still only 19, and sky's the limit for a player of that kind of caliber. Huge chance there missed by Marvin Duksch. Really uncharacteristic. Could have put the game to bed, but instead we concede with only 4 minutes left here. 1-1, really heartbreaking stuff. We've been dominant all game. One chance, and it just opens the defense up like that. Sees the game out for a draw. 1-1, really, really disappointing. That's the kind of game we should be winning every time with that kind of performance. But unfortunately this time, we just couldn't do it. Alright, well, talking about all of our midfield options, Marco Fabian is unhappy with his minutes. On the flip side, Rotundo is. It's impossible to please everyone here. We've known Marco Fabian to be maybe a bit of a hothead in the past, complaining about his minutes. There was some controversy last season or the season before when he stormed off the pitch after being subbed off straight down the tunnel. And, I mean, I guess it's nothing surprising from him at this point. It's what we've come to expect. Nothing more than that needs to happen as he vents to the press a little bit about his lack of minutes. But, I mean, it's all merit-based at this point. Evan Rotundo getting the results. I think it's more than fair that he continues to start as long as that is the case. But unfortunately, 27 games in, we find ourselves in 4th, just outside of the promotion playoff spot. We do have a game in hand, though, and we need to make it count against really tough opposition. Firth, who actually saw us get sacked last season, so it's a bit of a rivalry forming here. Also, something to call out is Corey Towski, the young striker, is on loan from us, playing for them. He'll be starting this game, and he's having a great season so far, 5 goals and 20 appearances. Maybe not lighting the league on fire, but for a 19-year-old, really solid. He's grown up to a 68 overall, and looking to be a solid player. So we'll be watching his loan with interest. But for the time being, we need results here, and let's get straight to the game. Alright, here we go. The one to watch from our team, on the other hand, is Marvin Duksch. 16 goals, Niemann, someone let me know how to pronounce that in the comments. has scored 17, so 1 goal separates Dutch from reaching the top of the goal scoring charts once again. But, I mean, more importantly, obviously, is the team's performance here. Whoever gets us goals is going to be the important player of the moment here. And let's see if we can get the job done. It's a tough away matchup. In a matchup that we've struggled with over the last couple seasons. Obviously, I just mentioned that notorious loss that we had that led to us getting sacked, but if my memory serves me correctly, we've struggled on more than one occasion against this side. Bozdogan slipped in behind, though, and he makes sure that we open the scoring here with another marauding run through midfield. Really solid pass there from Dutch to find him. He's actually our leading assister as well as goal scorer this season. Marvin Dutch is really just a class above at this point. Fantastic player. Maybe not the flashiest, but he gets the job done time and time again. And here we see it again. Evan Rotundo this time slipping through Bozdogan. It could have been a second. Lovely save from the goalkeeper, but we're finding that option over and over again here, and hopefully if he gets another chance, he will convert again. Bozdogan, lovely tackle. He's doing it all this game. Marvin Dutch almost slipped through there by Sidi Sane. The high press from Schalke looking to aggressively win the ball back. You can see how much these players want to win. This time Philip Oakes wins the ball back. Dutch looking to play it through. Some patient build-up play here. Bozdogan flicks it on, and we're just throwing everything we have at it. Nothing comes of that move, and as we go into the second half here, the opposition looking for a rare foray into our half. Again, some crunching tackles flying in, this time Arbner Aliyu. Unfortunately, it's a tough one, and it's on our loanee, Korytowski, who goes down injured. That is brutal. He was having a great season and unfortunately falls down to the hands of one of our own players. Aliyu on Korytowski, 2 of the academy players. I don't know exactly how well they get along in real life, but that was a nasty one, and he's taken off there. Korytowski can't finish the game. Hope it's not too bad. We'll check in after this come the end of the season. But we're looking for more here in the second half. Bozdogan, patient build-up play here from the corner, and it's Eric Tommy cutting inside. Lovely stuff. Unreal. Rotundo, the double save from the goalkeeper, Evan Rotundo. 2 point-blank shots. Can't even blame him. It was really well struck. It's just a fantastic save from the goalkeeper. Rotundo still looking for a way through. Sneaks through Eric Tommy, and it's a shocking miss. Again, should have been 2 for Schalke. Hopefully we don't regret it, and we don't. 92 minutes gone. 1-0. Definitely closer than we would have liked, but we will take it. It's a win, and at this stage of the competition, that is all that counts. So on we go from here. Let's keep the momentum going straight back into gameplay. Here's one to watch. Can Bozdogan, outstanding goal-scoring midfielder for us this season. Can he get the job done once again? Philip Oakes getting all the way into midfield there to win the ball back, and it is lovely stuff. And direct play here from Schalke as Marvin Dutch finds Bozdogan running through the middle. A little dink over the goalkeeper and into the back of the net. Absolutely unreal stuff. Top quality from our midfielder, who just gets better and better every game. One of the more promising players in the squad, and he's starting to fulfill that promise with full-blown overall ability at this point. That is a world-class dink, and it puts Schalke in front here most importantly. Sidi Sane twisting and turning, not too far off from making it 2 there with a spectacular strike. And coming into the second half, we're still hungry for more. Marco Fabian sneaks through Dutch, twisting and turning, waiting, and the man just falls off enough to let him have a rip. How about that? Marvin Dutch gets himself back on the goal-scoring sheet and takes him 1 goal closer to going top of the league again in terms of scoring goals. Hopefully it'll be enough to make him number 1. We'd love to see that. But here we go, looking for more still. Sidi Sane, again, just given the space. The defense falling off a little bit here, maybe afraid of his pace, but how about that? Well, every goal seems to be getting better here. Sidi Sane, that is unreal. A strike from so far out, so powerful, and perfectly placed into the top corner. How about that to cap off a display? You can see Sidi Sane just full of confidence at this point. He's getting better and better this season. I mean, he's actually gone from not even featuring in the squad much at all last season and having doubts over his future to being a regular starter and playing a really, really important role and shutting Gail Sandoval out of the side, who, I mean, really coming into the side we thought was going to be one of the guaranteed starters. And here he goes again. Sane still just really being a nightmare for defenses. Didn't quite come off that time, but with a goal like he scored earlier, I think that's enough to call it a game for him. So another huge 3 points for Schalke. Big win, and that should take us just a little bit closer towards the top of the table. Well, in the post-game press conference, Marvin Duksch is the one who's stealing the highlights here, really being talked about a lot. I mean, all credit to him, he had a great game, but I'd like to mention some of the other players, both Dogan, Sidi Sane, obviously both of them scoring in that game. Also Rotundo, Fabian coming on and off the bench, despite maybe not being happy about his minutes recently, has been a key player for us this season. And guys, with that, we're in second, pending, because Nuremberg do have a game still to play. If they win, they would still be a point ahead of us. So let's not get too excited just yet, but at least Duksch is back on top of the goal scoring charts. You love to see it from the team. It's definitely still within reach. Everything is going to come to a conclusion next episode, so stay tuned for that. In the meantime, please join my Discord if you guys are interested in this series. We've been having some amazing discussions, signings for Season 5. I'll let you guys have a ton of input and even design some of the kits going into next season. So feel free to click the link in the description. If not, at least just please consider subscribing to the channel. Helps me out a ton. So with that said, I'll be back soon with the next and final episode of this season. But until then, I'm Respect the Jeff, and I'll see you next time.